I want a tall, dark, and handsome boyfriend that can transform into a dragon. Hello everybody. Today we are going to be talking about book boyfriends. You know, I was going to take a shot of rum chata to kind of get myself into the mood for this, but then I realized it's gone. I gave it away to a friend. The only thing that I have is this Roca Patron tequila. This is 42% alcohol, so one of these and I should be good to go. I have this little boot-shaped shot glass. Super cute. This little shot glass is for an upcoming video that I think you'll really enjoy. Some Dr. Pepper as a chaser because there's no way that I can do this without it. Here we go. I think one of those will be good. Let's talk about the first fictional crush that I ever had, which was Day from Legend by Marie Lu. I have that book right here. That dude had me in a chokehold. I remember him being described as like blonde, taller, lankier, and I think he had a ponytail, which to me I was like, oh, a blonde guy with a ponytail? Wow. I was obsessed with this series. I was obsessed with Day. I thought about him day and night. Don't hate me for that, please. And I would frantically search up fan art of him. I think the reason I was so attracted to him is because he was described as like a risk taker. Basically everything that he did was to take care of his younger brother, which, like, a man taking care of his younger siblings, I'm sold. The bar, for me, in hell. I had a little bit of a renaissance because I started reading everything by Cassandra Clare that was out at the moment. So I read, of course, The Mortal Instruments. I actually decided to read The Infernal Devices, which is like a prequel to what goes on in The Mortal Instruments. That's when I discovered that the real hottie in Cassandra Clare's universe was Will Herondale. Will Herondale single-handedly started my obsession for broody, emotionally unavailable men. Was Will emotionally constipated? Yes. Did I thrive on him pining after Tessa, even though he's terrified of his feelings for her, falling in love? You bet your bottom dollar I did. To this day, I would give it all up for 1 minute with Will Herondale. What is my favorite Will Herondale quote? I'm gonna read it to you. I'm not a hero. I'm not a prince. I'm not even a good man. But I am yours. And I would die for you. Are you fucking with me right now?
Heart.
I liked Edward and Jacob, but I wasn't feral for them like I was with Day or Will. Okay, I did get one of those like holographic posters of Edward and Jacob one time. If you looked at it from the left side, it was like Edward and Bella, and then if you went over and you looked at it from the right side, it was Jacob and Bella. And when I got that, this is like the first time I ever remember my father making a dad joke. He put it in my bedroom, so he hung it up for me, and then he stepped back, put his hands on his hips, and he said, "I didn't say these boys could come in your room." And I was like, Joey, no, don't do that. There was also the Fallen Angel guy from the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. I don't remember anything about those books other than that the main characters were connected to each other through like past lives and reincarnation, and I thought Daniel was hot. 12-year-old Bailey was hooked. Fast forward to the present day, and I'm reading about all these fictional men and how some people find them unrealistic, toxic, etc., whereas some people literally eat them up. People who are reading are going fucking nuts for these guys. Rysand, I personally pronounce it Rysand. Is he your Reese's Pieces? No. He's a grain of rice. Some people say that they're unrealistic, you know, toxic, etc., whereas other people literally eat them up and even wish that their partner had some of those traits. Some of them, like possessiveness or being controlling, probably don't translate as well to reality as they come across in fantasy. Personally, if I had a man telling me where I can and cannot go, what I can and cannot wear, who I can and cannot talk to, I'm gonna kill him. Today we have characters, you know, like Carden from the Cruel Prince series, we have Grain of Rice, Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and like most recently we have Xaden Ryerson from Fourth Wing. I've also heard of another guy going around called Zaid Meadows, but I have no idea who that is. Dara from City of Brass, although I don't think he's like as popular as some other characters. I've seen a lot of like book boyfriend competitions going around online on TikTok, Instagram, specifically between Grain of Rice and Xaden, or who's better or who's hotter. And I'm just here to say, if it comes down to a question of smash or pass,
Smash balls.
and if that makes me morally gray, so be it. Those are my thoughts on Xaden and Grain of Rice. I personally think there's a lot of unnecessary hatred that goes into people's reading choices, particularly women, and the men that they find attractive in books and literature. I want to talk specifically about men who get really upset about physical descriptions of men inside of books, and honestly, even the way that fictional men carry themselves. I think women are attracted to these types of characters more so because of their characteristics than their physical appearance, if that makes sense. Men, are you following? What do these men have in common? Yes, we know. They're incredibly hot. Most of them are 6'4", extremely broad, long, dark, curly, beautiful hair, brown eyes, green eyes, blah, blah, blah. Some of them are blonde. Blonde men, fear not, some of them are blonde. But more so, what are their characteristics? One, they're loyal. They're usually deeply, deeply committed to the main character. There's no room for other women in this man's mind. Like, the main character is his morning and evening star, shall we say. Additionally, they're protective, like they would legitimately burn down the world for the main character. They would kill anybody who disrespects her, etc., which I personally would not like a man to go and kill someone who disrespects me or beat somebody up, etc. But essentially, they're very protective. Usually, if there's another man bullying the woman, he's going to step up and say something. They're good in bed. Something that a lot of y'all are not. They're more concerned with the main character's pleasure than they are their own. They talk to the main character when they're having these intimate moments. They ask the main character what they want during these intimate moments. They're making sure that they're doing whatever they can to ensure that the main character is reaching climax. I can understand the frustration of somebody being like, oh, why can't you be more like a book boyfriend? Because that's not realistic. You're not going to be able to just turn into a bat boy. Some of these aspects are attainable, like loyalty, charisma, standing up for your partner. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of emotional support growing up, so now that I'm older, what do I want? I want a tall, dark, and handsome boyfriend that can transform into a dragon. Is that too much to fucking ask for? And I'm really tired of hearing men online complain about unrealistic expectations for book boyfriends. We cannot be 6'4" with long curly dark hair. What about the fake bots that you're following on Instagram? What about all of those Instagram models that you follow and you wank it to? Oh, but it's just pictures, blah blah blah. Shut your gob. As women, we have grown up with unrealistic expectations about our bodies, the way we should act, what we should do for work, blah, 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 blah. So zip it. I'm sorry that you are now comparing yourself to a 6'5" man with dark hair and dark eyes that can transform into a bat and has tattoos. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe go to therapy. But I think at the end of the day, women wrote these characters. That's why I fell in love with them. And that is why they treat the main character and other women in these universes like actual people instead of objects. No, these men are not perfect. By by no means am I saying any of these book boyfriends are perfect. Obviously, all of them are morally gray, they have red flags, but I do think at the grand scheme of things, a lot of them have characteristics that we are searching for in men in real life, and that's why we latch onto them so hard. And it can be really frustrating whenever people criticize that, but at the same time, I understand the criticism. No, they're not perfect, but they're a hell of a lot better than the options we can choose from in real life. And that, my friends, is why I will continue to read fanfiction about Anakin Skywalker and Padme before he starts going loco. Matter of fact, when I wrap this up, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hop in the bath and I'm gonna read some Anakin/Padme. Also, who's your favorite book boyfriend? Mine forever is and always will be Will Herondale. That makes me want to read The Infernal Devices again. I may do that. Do you prefer Grain of Rice or Zayden? Comment down below the content that you want to see in the future, because I think I've hit like 10 videos at this point and I'm running out of ideas. If you guys know of some book girlfriends, comment it down below, because I'm gonna need some of that. Anyway, I hope y'all have a great night. I'm gonna quit gabbing and I'm gonna go do something else. So
Bye.